Listen, this one brought me to tears. I was not expecting it, but we have to talk about it.
Pick me up in the McLaren, Daddy.
Annie, in fact, is not okay. I just honestly want to. You guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Ashley. This is my sweet perspective where I give my take on all the things TV and movie related. Y'all know I'm here to put you on. And we are back to talk The Testaments, season 1, episode 5. And this is the ball, you guys. And we are getting into all things Gilead and the girls. I have thoughts. So get your beverage today. I have a clearly Canadian summer strawberry. They're back in stores, so go hit them up. Everything that stood out to me, drop it in the comments. Let me know how you felt about this episode, how you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best episode so far, or 1 being this is the absolute worst thing I've ever seen. As the episode opens up, we're sitting there with Agnes, and she's dealing with the shame of what she doesn't even know because the dentist had his way with her in the office. And she says, I don't even know what he did to me. I love the perspective this episode of Hannah, honey, and her elder self. You can tell that this is an adult, fully actualized woman recounting her time here in Gilead. So that actually gave me a glimpse of hope for the future. And I really hope that's where we stand. Now we're preparing for the ball. We're putting on our green, looking fabulous. And of course, Paula has to insert herself immediately. Thank God for that Taylor, honey. As if, like, quit playing with her. Or, like, I don't like that. Y'all can try to cape for Paula as much as you want. In the conversation, she says, listen, girl. When I was in prom, I had a black velvet strapless number. Strapless means it's not on your shoulders. Agnes is like, girl, what are you talking about? I'm trying to get to this ball. You had a prom. This is about my life. And she was like, it's a different time. I know I'm hard on you, but what are you going to do if the man offers you a drink, X, Y, or Z? And in this moment, I don't feel that this is Paula equipping Agnes Hannah for the future and what to expect and how she's going to live her life and maneuver in this new world. It really very much gives get out of my house, get out of my husband's house, get out of our lives so I can go be free and you can just do the family proud. Do your duty. So at Coy, remember if he offers you a drink, don't immediately reject it, but also don't take too much. You're a godly girl. And these are just the rules. Now we get to the venue and the girls have their little dressing tables because this is the time we actually get to meet the commanders who are future potential husbands could be. So we have the girls there, Shunammite's there, Holda's here, Jehoshaphat is there, Becca, all the gang's all here, okay? And so Agnes walks in. Of course, she's beautiful. Shuna and Holda again are not in the ball because they haven't received the gift that Rebecca and Leah got as everyone else did. And so Becca's kind of all nerves, but she looks great. Agnes Hannah looks great. Everybody's ready to go out and actually see what's going to happen. So we start out with the Bridgerton dance. We get the babies in their pink, we get the girls, and of course, we have the greens now. And they're doing this Bridgerton number while all the men upstairs are just disgusting, looking down, fiending for these young girls. And I really despise it, y'all. I don't know. And I don't know if that's what got me emotional or just the idea of these girls' innocence being given to these old men, all for politics and power and gain. I mean, it happens every day in the real world, but I think seeing it this way just hits a little bit different. And so now we are dancing. We're doing our first dance, which is with our fathers, the daddy-daughter dance. And this was the moment I think I was looking for something real between Commander Mackenzie and Agnes Anna. I really thought this was going to be a moment to connect. We know last time he had asked Daisy, is she happy? How is she? All of that. So in the daddy daughter dance, I really anticipated that this was going to be a moment that they connect in a real way. I don't remember if it's here or later in the episode, but he does say, your mother would be very proud of you. You look beautiful. You're doing a great job. And they dance for a bit. And as they're about to dance, she looks over to Becca and the dentist And immediately there's a shudder and there's a look because we remember Becca said, my dad will take good care of you. And I think in this moment, Agnes is wondering, like, do you know what your father does? Like, was that a part of it? Because immediately there's this clinching. And I also thought that Papa Mackenzie was going to step in at that moment too and say, what's wrong? Or why did you shudder? What's going on? But it's definitely not that. Well, I'm putting 20 on 10 and it's none of those things. And I really hate that because I wanted to see one of these commanders actually give a damn about his girl child. But then again, if they're commanders in Gilead, they don't care about women. You do think, though, sometimes that having kids will inherently change who you are. But in this case, it doesn't seem to be that. Now we have the bait and switch. So after the daddy daughter dance, we get some young men, some young stallions, honey, some young new commanders or about to be commanders come in the room. And it's like, okay, girls, have your young ones. And so they get to have a little conversation, get to dance. But the girls from the really important families know that the big commanders, the powerful ones, they're going to be the elders. That's just all it is to it. And they are pretty much guaranteed that they're going to be going to one of those old men. And so they're having fun with the guys. The first dance goes well. Agnes's partner is fine. And meanwhile, back in the camp where Shuna and Hulda are, Shuna is taking some big tummy tea. Because listen, oh girl over there, yeah, her husband gave her a Mercedes. I'm trying to be fertile. I'm trying to have twins. I'm trying to be ready when the readying happens. And Hulda's like, give me some. She's like, listen, this is mine. Ultimately, she relents and gives Hulda some. And was I wrong about Shunammite? Not yet, because I really do not think she's going to get her cycle. And I think that's going to cause bitterness. Even with all of the good things we saw demonstrated this episode, y'all, I don't trust her. I don't trust her. Also, Agnes at this time and Becca get back into the dressing room, and Becca tries to talk to Agnes, and Agnes is like, girl, don't touch me. Don't touch me. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be around you. And immediately Shuna's like, hold a girl, that they're fighting over some commander. And I'm like, baby, that's not it at all. But of course, Becca doesn't understand. All she can see at this moment is her jealousy and the fact that I'm losing my Agnes. Like this is happening and I don't want it to happen at all. And it's almost palpable. The fear that you feel from Becca in this whole episode is like, I'm scared first of who I am. I'm scared of how that's going to resonate in this space. And I'm scared. Like I don't want to be here. I want to run away. I don't want this for me and I don't want this for Agnes. But still, my only probably complaint right now in the series is that I don't know who Becca is still. And I want just a little bit more exposition around her character and what she's been through. And we've got more episodes, so I'm sure something will come out, but I want to know more about her. Handmaids in this universe has always been really good about fleshing out the characters. And giving them nuance and complexity. And I just want more. And we got more this episode, but I want more. So while all this is happening, Daisy is the towel girl, and a group of commanders walk by, and one doubles back and is like, huh, you wearing white now. If you act right, girl, you can get in this green. And I'm like, Winnie the Pooh.
Created all of us. But he took his time with you, didn't he?
If you don't sit your ass down, I was like, is this Christopher Robin? Is this Winnie the Pooh? If y'all don't remember that voice, it's a very distinctive, creepy voice that Winnie the Pooh had. With that, I want some sugar or whatever it is. That man sounds just like that. And Daisy is like, get your hands off me. And he said, you heretic, B.I.B.I. And I said, oh my gosh, in the nick of time, Garth pops up and he's like, I'll hand her, Commander. Winch, mind your commander. And he's like, good, handle her ass. And basically at this moment, she's like, listen, yeah, when am I getting out of here? Oh, dark 30, I need to be gone. This is getting too tight. I'm over this whole situation. And he's worried about Commander Mackenzie. He's like, yeah, thank you so much for the chocolate. That was powerful intel. We're wondering if he's trying to barter a deal. And I think he said for artillery. Correct me in the comments. So is Japan going to give the Gilead people weapons and munitions? They are preparing for battle. Of course, we know they're trying to root out Mayday and any traitors, but it also seems as though they're preparing for war. So is that someone invading them or them trying to take other territories? Interested in finding that out. Ultimately, Garth says, listen, Daisy girl, you need to prove you're worth it. You're not worth it yet. I'm so sorry. Step your step. Because at this moment, It's not giving any of that. There's nothing I can do. You're not really pulling your weight here. Show me you're worth it, and I'll do what I can to get you out of here. Which again, I'm really questioning right now Garth and what his motivation is. Like, I need that. I need that yesterday because at this moment we find out, or a little bit later, that his father is a commander as well, and possibly high ranked because this mission wouldn't go off without him or his father. Commander Mackenzie says at the end. So I'm very curious about his lineage, his family, and his why. We need to know why Garth is so invested in overthrowing Gilead. Is it around his mother? We haven't heard anything around her. I want to know. Becca and Agnes are into it. Becca just doesn't get it because what's going on? We're just dancing, but you're immediately cold to me. I really just think this is all about Agnes not knowing how to deal with that emotion. Like, I was violated by your father, a father you said would take good care of me. And now looking at you and looking at him, I think it's hard for her to wrap her head around, especially since, again, at this moment, I don't know what happened to me. I don't know what he did to me, and I don't know if you knew or no. Now it's time to dance with the real commanders. These are the real prospects now that come down, and the girls have to make their way and figure out who these guys are. Now, this guy looks so familiar that's matched with Agnes. Hannah, y'all drop it in the comments and let me know if we've seen him before. But he's elderly. He got to be in his 50s, damn near 60s at this point, and he's dancing with her. But very shortly into their dance, he gets called away on business. And I'm thinking, ooh, yeah, Commander Mackenzie. He said, listen, not my child, not on my watch. Of course, that's not the case. That's what I wanted it to be. But of course, that wasn't the case. And so, Garth, will you step in for me while I go handle this business? Garth steps in, and immediately Agnes is getting her life because, this is the one I've been wanting all the time. The hand touching, the caressing. And this time it's not coming from Becca to Agnes. This is Agnes going to Garth. Now, Garth already has an awareness because Daisy said, listen, Agnes is in love with you. Be careful with that. And so he's going to play whatever game he needs to play in order to get this done. I don't know if he has a real affection for Agnes. It seems his mission is greater than anything else. And honestly, I don't care about a love story for Agnes. I just want Agnes to get free. Damn the love story of it all. Just can we get my girl free? This is her moment, nose wide open, because now it's official. Now we've touched. Listen, I got to dance with him too. Like, yeah, this is the one I want. And we know in all probability, this will never happen. She is from the most powerful commander in Gilead. So she's going to be matched with one of the old men. It just is what it is. Now, Becca, on the other hand, is with her gray haired suitor, and he's plying her with the liquor. With the liquor, and she don't know how to say no. And I don't think she wanted to say no. I think this was kind of one of those self-sabotage moments because if I can eliminate myself from this, then I don't necessarily have to go through it. But he kind of is plying her with liquor. Ultimately, she gets drunk and she's like, I need to step away. And I'm like, thank God, because what was he going to do? What was the point in getting you drunk? Did he think he was going to be able to have his way with you? I mean, you are just the dentist's daughter, but damn, like, what are you doing? And so she stumbles away. Of course, the aunties notice. People are worried about it. And Shunammite actually sees her and is like, hold a cover for me with Auntie Esty. I need to go see about my girl. She steps out, kind of helps to collect Becca and gives her to Daisy, like, Daisy, please take care of her before they know I'm missing. And again, this was a good deed by Shunammite, but do I trust her still? I don't. Jealousy is as cruel as the grave, y'all. And if she finds out that she's not able to get married or be promoted to green, it is going to be hell to pay the piper, in my opinion. Now, for right now, she does seem like a down girl. But again, I'm not trusting her as far as I can throw her. She sneaks back in, no harm, no foul. And Daisy takes Becca into the bathroom to help her get cleaned up. Now, here's the thing. When we get into the bathroom, it's like, yeah, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. These men suck. And Daisy's like, I know a lot of nice men in Toronto, men you can talk to, men that are kind or whatever. And of course, Becca's like, well, what about Agnes? And she's like, Agnes loves you, girl. This is just tonight, X, Y, or Z. And Becca says, she don't love me like I love her. Like I said, that girl in love with Agnes and just can't fathom a world, this or any of it. And basically, she's like, I want to run away. And Daisy's like, listen to what the aunties say. If you pray, you whatever. And Becca's like, that's not what the aunties say. Daisy says, listen, I know. And she also said, Daisy, if Toronto was so great, why did you leave here? And I was like, girl, you drunk. Are you clocking Daisy's tea at this moment? Daisy is going to have to keep it very cute. Like she's going to have to step it up because I'm scared for her at this point. Because if it's this easy for you to start letting out little secrets and slipping and cussing in front of Shunammite when the man, like, get it together, sister. You still got to make it until you can get out. Lydia has a conversation with Fred 2.0 and is like, your men up there are plying my girls with drinks and I don't play that. Now, it's fine for them to have their cup full, but my girls, don't set them up. They're precious, they're sacred. And Judd's like, well, they're not really your girls anymore. They're about to be commander's wife. She's like, well, right now, they're my girls. And like I said, stop giving them that liquor. And he's like, listen, these are not the handmaids that you're used to. These are godly girls. They know how to do. I don't give a damn. Don't give them any more. All right. Now she heads off. Vidala stays there and he says, listen, Vidala, I've been watching you and I feel like you're next up. And she's like, next up for what? What do you mean? And he's like, yeah, Lydia's on her way out. Lydia was for a time and for a season, but I see how you manage the girls and I like how you do it. And so then we go downstairs and Aunt Vidala, kind of approaches after she talks to the girls and all that. She approaches Aunt Lydia's like, how did I do? She's like, horrible. You failed, Vidala. My girls were drunk down there. These men are having carte blanche access. What are you doing? And my thing is, I told y'all, Lydia is good now. And one thing, even when she wasn't good, she did care about the well being of her girls. So you mean to tell me these complete innocents? Now, you knew she didn't view the handmaids as complete innocents, but these babies, you don't think she's going to be 10 times more strict? And Vidala could give a damn about these girls or their well-being. She said, well, it was the commander. I don't give a damn. Your charge is to take care of these girls. Vidala is not in it. She don't give a damn about them girls. She's very jealous. And I think she's going to be the worst. Now, is she going to be the new boss? Is Aunt Lydia going to get hip to it? I don't know. We need to see more of Auntie Lydia's hand. I need some alone time with Auntie Lydia. Come on, give that to me before this season is over. Because what's your motivation? Where are you at? I'm ready for by his hand. There's some predators out here that we need to get, and some girls that we need to save or rescue. So I'm very interested to see where that's going to go and how that power play is going to play between her and Vidala. Fred 2.0 is being very strategic. You can run two ends against the middle. I'm just saying, I'm interested to see how this all plays out and why he's so invested in procuring these girls for these old men. And my thing is, if you're old, where are your wives in the first place? Then also, why don't y'all just do a Jezebel's 2.0 and hire some real hook? At least they were damn adults. Not making it any better, but golly. Now we get back into the room with the girls, and Jehoshaphat has so much to say. She's immediately like, yeah, well, if my dad was a dentist, if I was the daughter of a dentist, I wouldn't be out here getting drunk. I mean, I think that just ruined her chances. And Shunammite's like, we don't gossip around here. The Bible says, don't let those types of words depart your lips or whatever she said. And Jehoshaphat said, listen, I can say what I. Shunammite slapped the dog mess out of Jehoshaphat. And support Black women, but Jehoshaphat, you had that coming. I don't know why they made her character so awful. She is so awful, but Shunammite got her together, slapped the mess out of her. Now, what I will say, Jehoshaphat's father is an architect of Gilead, so I don't know if that was safe or right or what we're going to do, but it's problematic. And Jehoshaphat, the whole night was a mess. I think at one point she goes to the young Indian girl that spilled the tea last episode and said, yeah, Pritchard, don't even get your mind set on him because, baby, he wants me. And she said, damn, my mama said that was the only prospect I really had. She's really down bad, and I'm scared for her. I'm like, is she really going to have to be with a man in the colonies? I don't know. Now it is time for Agnes's Zoom call. So apparently, after you've done the ball, after you've done your tea, after you've done all of these things, now you get to get on a Zoom call and be interviewed by this panel of elderly perverts. Okay, these commanders. And Fred 2.0 is the arbiter of this entire experience. So we get in there and immediately it's like, so how will you be a good wife and serve your husband, the commander, and serve Gilead? And she starts to speak and she breaks down. I think this got me emotional because I honestly felt like in this moment that she's getting the realization of what this could mean for the rest of her life. And so she can't even get her words out. She's crying, she's emotional. And Fred 2.0 has a heart, I guess, and gets up and pauses the Zoom or whatever, mutes it, all that, and says, listen, my wife Penny loves you. We would love to have you over once you're a wife, but pull yourself together. I get you're nervous, but you have to do this. This is part of your duty. All right, let's get it together. And she's like, thank you. I'll figure it out. And so she proceeds to do her interview, assuming she does a good job. She walks out like, job well done. And, we'll see. Now, as all this is happening and the girls are winding down and coming back, we start hearing the bells ring. And we remember from Agnes Hannah's day when she received her gift, she went and rang the bell. So now the bell's ringing. We're like, who's ringing the bell? And they're like, who would be doing this? Vidala is spazzing out because why would somebody play like this? And they're like, nobody would ever play like this. And it's Hulda. Hulda has gotten her cycle. She came back to Shunammite, said the tea worked. Shunammite is over here in the corner crying because why is it everybody but me? Especially when she and Hulda had a conversation earlier where she was like, Hulda, yeah, I guess you're just not mature enough to have yours. Maybe that's why you haven't gotten yours. And Hulda says, well, maybe that's why you haven't gotten yours either. But now we're here and now she's going to be in green and Shunammite is the one left out. She pulls herself together to congratulate her, but this is eating her up inside. This is killing her on the inside. And I just don't know how that's going to react. Y'all know, I think she's only holding on by a thread. In my opinion, she's the one left out, the one in the back, and the one who seemingly knows all the tea as far as how this whole thing works. Now we have the ride home with Commander Mackenzie and Agnes, 2 worlds apart, not conversing at all. Really, he's just conversing with Garth saying, great job, congratulations. I hear you'll be a commander in 2 weeks. Garth thanks him and it's like, I know that's in partly due to you, mainly due to you. And he says, no, you and your father have been invaluable, X, Y, Z. And as soon as Agnes Hannah hears this, it's like, damn everything else. Damn the dentist touching me. Damn Gilead and this feeling and this scared that I was feeling, the fright of it all. I have hope now. He is my path, my ticket to freedom, man. This is going to be my man. When he's a commander, I'm going to marry him. And that's just what it's going to be. And my thing is, girl, where? There's no happiness in Gilead for you, baby. You're June's daughter. It's nothing over here for you, baby. Nothing over here, but this optimism, is this going to be something for her to hold on to as we progress throughout the season? Y'all, we're kind of at a pivotal point because I feel like Becca is at her breaking point. I feel like Agnes now has this newfound optimism, even with everything she's seen and gone on. We have Daisy over here who's ready to jump ship. We have Shunammite who's not where she thinks she should be and can cause issue. Hulda is just a funny girl. I just adore her. I can't help it. And Jehoshaphat is a demon. So y'all, where do we go from here? I don't know. I can't even say I have any predictions for the next episode. I really don't. I really have no idea. I don't even know if they even put out trailers for this week to week, but I'm invested overall on the sweet pea meter as far as how many sweet peas, 1 out of 5, 5 being the best thing ever, 1 being the worst. This is getting a 4 and a 5, 4.5 sweet peas. I love this show. I think it's so well done. It's so tactful. It's so tastefully done. And it's so important because really the message, if we think about what we're seeing on our screen, it's been demonstrated in real life. It's actually art imitating life, especially right now, especially for young girls and losing what I feel like is their autonomy and their freedom, and these elder predators that just come in and take what they think is theirs for the sake of politics or whatever. I think it's just such an important story to tell. And then what the inner workings of girlhood really is and what it's about and how these girls connect to each other in this really misogynistic regime, right? But still maintaining, a level of femininity, but also their own voices. Because all the while they are in this really restrictive place, I like how we're able to see each of their personalities, not just bound by whatever the rules of Gilead are, but I liked how we got to see Shuna and Holda sneaking, drinking this big tummy tea. I like how we get to see a Becca and a Agnes. Like, I'm so sick of hearing Jehoshaphat talk and Shunammite girl. Like, I'm glad we're able to get these little glimpses of their humanity in this terrible situation. It's just so well done. I love the show. I can't rave about it enough. I hope it gets at least a couple more seasons because I'll be here to cover it. But you guys drop it in the comments. Let me know. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hype the video. Do all that you can, honey, to help us sister out. We're trying to grow over here. All right. 20K is the next goal. So yeah, anything you can do, to help, that would be amazingly appreciated. Drop it in the comments if you have predictions. Drop them there and let's talk about it. Let me know what you thought of my take on the episode. Again, I thought it was great. I have no complaints, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.